It's the start of the Christmas rush, and that makes me a very happy man. Just a quick one today, really. This is my first reactions to Ghostrunner and Watch Dogs Legion. We've luckily been allowed to review these games, so I just wanted to get a quick video out on my first impressions after playing both of them for a few hours. First up, I'll go with Ghostrunner, what I streamed on Wednesday night? I've lost my days. Yeah, Wednesday night, so go back and check it out if you haven't watched it. I was expecting to really love this game. I thought we were getting kind of like a cyberpunk-esque game in a Mirror's Edge kind of setting, but with combat, which is what the game is. But it is extremely hard to the point where it just frustrated me. Now, I like a difficult game. I've banged on about Dark Souls enough. But Ghostrunner is a next level difficult, and I think it's not forgiving enough sometimes. So obviously you have to run along the walls to kill the bad guys, and you have to be quite tactical, and it's more of a puzzle game in the way you have to work out which order to kill the enemies. But sometimes it's too unforgiving in the way that you have to approach the walls. So often you'll find that you'll hit a wall, and because you haven't hit just right, you'll fall down and die. It's one-shot kills. And yeah, and it's very fast paced, and I think the whole idea is if you nail it, it's really smooth, and you go bang 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 around the area, kill all the bad guys, and you feel like a ninja. Yeah, of course, that's brilliant, but I think they need to realise that people haven't really played this type of game, and in first person it feels quite jarring. I like what they've tried to do, and I am kind of salty because I'm not very good at it. But it is definitely too hard. It just the mechanics don't quite work. It's not quite smooth enough. I think maybe it could be just because I can't play it properly. It could be the sort of game that's for people that really like really tight controls and a real tough challenge where every button press matters. But I think it's going to be hard to review because it's going to divide people. It's going to appeal to you if you're, I don't know, I'm trying to think of games like, also, cause not Dark Souls, because I love Dark Souls, it's very different to that. It's very fast paced, and like I said, you have to get everything spot on. The mechanics are cool, and I like the setting, and I like the story, but I can't see myself getting past certain levels, and I'm at the very beginning, and when there's this voice who helps you called Whisper, and when he said, oh yeah, these enemies are just kind of, the base enemies, they're going to get harder. I was like, well, I don't want them to get harder. I can't take out these guys as it is. It's because it's in first person. When you're approaching someone, you can't, because you're concentrating too much on how to hit the wall properly. You can't adjust yourself in time to then attack the person or see if they're shooting you or try and deflect the bullet or dodge them or whatever. I think the running needs to be, like I said, it needs to be more of like you kind of stick to the wall and you just go with it. Like you do in many games, you don't really need to nail the run. So then you can concentrate on what you're doing with the enemy. Or it gives you another chance after one bullet. I have unlocked an ability where you can stop bullets with your sword, but again, it's not really that precise, or I'm not that good at it. I'm not saying it's a bad game, by the way, I'm not. I'm just saying I don't think it's for me because I would just get really frustrated with it without really improving on the game. So it's going to be hard to review. It really is, because it's a niche. I think it's going to appeal to a niche group of people. If I'm honest, I don't think everyone's going to be able to pick up this game and play it and love it. It's like a puzzle. It's kind of like Super Hot in the way you have to work out in what order to kill the enemies. But it's way harder than Super Hot. And you're running along walls, and you've got like a ninja sword, and you're augmented. But so the story's cool. I want to play it more for the story, and I do want to get better, but it's tough. So that's my kind of first impressions. Watch Dogs Legion, I've been playing for a little bit longer than I played Ghostrunner because it didn't do my head in. I think that it's very interesting. I think that it's very ambitious to be able to recruit everyone in London. Or like 80% of the people you meet, you can recruit to your cause. I think the disadvantage of that is that you get a lot of repetition. So the first two people I recruited had exactly the same voice actor, or so they both sounded the same, had the same expressions, even though they looked slightly different. And then the next two, it was bad luck, but the next two also they're the same. I had one situation where I had one guy recruiting another guy, and they were the same, exactly the same, apart from one looked slightly older. And I think some of it's not very, like, again, I was recruiting an old guy, but he had like a young guy's voice. So I think some of the ambition of being able to recruit everybody you meet has made other elements of the game suffer like that. So you wouldn't usually get that because you wouldn't need to recruit 100 voice actors, for example, I suppose, for any other game, really. Not ones that you would hear over and over again in Approach. And then, you know, I think because I haven't played it on permadeath, might be a mistake, you realise that the recruitment missions don't really matter. I've recruited a guy early on. I quite like him. He's pretty cool. Bought some clothes for him. I was like, well, why am I not just going to play the game as him now? This sounds negative. I don't dislike the game. I loved the first two games. A lot of people didn't like them. I liked them for what they were. I played the first one just for the story, and I really enjoyed it. Needed to do side stuff. Number two, I thought was an absolutely brilliant game. I know some people don't like the games. And then this kind of, I feel like it goes more back to the Ubisoft roots of you have an area, you need to liberate the area by doing certain tasks, and then when you've done that, the area is yours to, you know, control whatever. You obviously have all the hacking. There's some new stuff as you expect in any game. You know, there's big war kind of battle drones, which I don't remember being in the games before. You know, they've obviously in this one you've got the River Thames, so there's a lot of kind of gameplay based around that. I've already done a mission where you have to hack the London Eye, and you know, the actual setting of being in London, the actual setting of it being in a city that I've been to, you know, I've been to quite regularly, is fun because I'm like, oh, I've stayed in that hotel, or I've walked down the street. So there is that element of fun that I don't get with American games or games set in America, which I appreciate. But is it an amazing game? I don't know. Like, it's fun, turn your brain off stuff. It's not going to win any awards. It's not doing anything massively different to the last two. I'm going to say if you didn't like the first two games, you're probably not going to love this one because it's more of the same with some new mechanics and the ambition of being able to recruit the whole of London. Maybe what you expected. I enjoy going in, being to a mission, having to infiltrate, work out my way round, work out what cameras to hack to set off the traps, then run in and, you know, use the hand-to-hand combat. Again, the hand-to-hand combat has been slightly improved in this one. You're kind of everyone's a martial artist. The whole of London is a martial artist in this one, but you're doing spinny kicks and counter attacks and stuff like that. And obviously, yes, it's fun being able to walk around Big Ben and hijack the big red buses and all that stuff. And there's one thing I want to say: if you don't like swearing, this is a game to avoid. Luckily, I swear a fair amount. You may have noticed that on my streams. Everyone in this game is really fucking for the cause, you know. Yeah, oh god, fucking get dead set, you hear me? Oh fucking hell. Brilliant, I think, but maybe a bit OTT. Some of the accents are also very, very over the top, in my opinion. Being from Britain, the wonderful Britain, yeah. So it's not a bad game. Again, it's, you know, it's going to end up being like a 7 or an 8. It's not going to end up being a game of the year for me. I can already tell. I might get bored in the next few hours of doing a similar sort of missions, but like I said, I'm not playing anything else like it. I like going around liberating the map. It's an easy game to just play and, like I said, turn your brain off to. Yeah, so both games, they're okay. You know, they're not going to be better than like Last of Us 2 or Final Fantasy 7 Remake, but at least we have some new games that have come out. We have something to look forward to at the end of this year. That was a very brief video. I just wanted to give my quick impressions on the games. Expect much more content on both of those games from me in the near future. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon.